Back to the Gfinity Arena. It's quarter-final time at the PLALC Legend Championships here. We've seen the group stages. We've seen some very good performances, some not so good ones, and we know who 7 of our final 8 are. There's one game still going on, actually, so we have to be confirmed in that respect. But this first game is going to be Kurt, who did very well in Group A, surprised us from Malta. That was surprising in general. There was someone from Malta, let alone that they played so well. He's going to take on Afro, who did also got out of the group at the end of the day, so he's no mug. I mean, I think personally Kurt's going to win this. That's my prediction. Over to you.
I'm going to go with Kurt.
Yep.
I think he played a really solid game in the group stages. He knows how to score, knows how to defend, kills the game when he needs to. A couple of hiccups here and there, but I think that's probably just him toying with his opponent more than what he actually did. This is where it counts now. You can't really afford to make simple mistakes, and I think he will come out with a really solid game.
Okay, let's take a look at the bracket as it currently stands. So you can see obviously no goals anywhere because we haven't played any quarterfinals yet. But Kurt versus Afro is that first quarterfinal. Epsilon Gorilla, and this is great fixtures here. Epsilon Gorilla versus Dr. Ahano is going to be a big one. I mean, I think I'd tip Gorilla to win that, but Dr. Ahano is capable, definitely. Again, Brian versus Timox. Timox didn't have the best group stage, but he is the top qualifier here. Brian's a former champion. Probably the most convincing performances in the group stage came from Brian's. That's probably the game of the round, I'd say. And then we've got Agarozamaya taking on someone that's to be decided because they haven't finished the game yet. It's going to be, I think, either Poacher or Vincente there. So, I mean, it's lots of good games. Lots of good games. Dr. Ahano Brian taking on Timox for me is the game of the quarterfinals, but they're all good. Starting off this first one, Kurt versus Afro. Now, Kurt's an unknown entity. We didn't know much about him before. Qualified well, but other than that, he's surprised us. Is the pressure not on him as much as the likes of Spencer and Huge Gorilla and Timox?
No, I think it's the first tournament, really, first Ultimate Team tournament of this new game for me. So I don't think anyone's really got too much pressure on them. It's kind of feeling each other out and seeing how it all goes. I think obviously there's going to be some people who feel like they might have more pressure than others because of their previous history. But for me, I think everyone's got a fair chance. I don't think anyone's under too much pressure at this point in time, and it's pretty even for me.
Let's jump over to the squad. We can quickly see one of the squads here. It's a decent front three.
Hernandez in the middle.
He's good. Yeah, Hernandez in the middle.
Good stuff.
Quadrado, Neymar, Suarez up top. I'm going to hand over to you guys now to commentate this game between Kurt and Afro. So over to you, Bateson and Chris.
No problem.
All right, thank you very much, Spencer. So we are going to be jumping into this game. Just some minor changes going on at the start of the game. As I was saying to Marius before, there are a lot of people who will make teams not necessarily to play with that formation or those specific players in their respective positions. They'll actually make the team to get the best chemistry whilst keeping their best options on the team, and then they'll end up changing it to however they want because obviously the chemistry isn't affected. So we'll be jumping into this game. Afro is going to get fouled very early on by Kurt. So it's going to be a free kick to start things off. And, you know, me and you, we saw Kurt play in the group stages. What did you think of him?
This is actually the first time I've commentated on Kurt. I've not seen him play previously. Briefly caught him in his last game where he did obviously see out the competition, scored a lot of goals, kept pulling it back, staying away from the opponent. The only thing I didn't like was the amount of goals he conceded.
Yeah.
So, but they're mainly down to sloppy errors by himself.
Well, it's funny. He defended really well throughout the entire game. He knew how to play FIFA and how to kill a game off. It was just these couple of opportunities that just seemed to slip by. It was some really good passing from our man Hiroja, who got the few opportunities he did get to have an attack or goal. He made some good passes that opened it up. Here's Kurt early on, and it just seems to be such a obvious thing now for FIFA that someone scores so early on and within the first 10 minutes. It just opens up the play. It seems people are so vulnerable at the start of the game. Have you found that people tend to concede quite frequently in these first 10 minutes?
Yeah, mainly because a lot of people are feeling each other out, as obviously everyone likes to put it. Not putting too much out there, but trying to obviously get the goal as well. And obviously he can figure out which route to take through his defence, and he's found it straight through the middle there with a nice ball through to Ronaldo.
Kurt not messing about. Kurt not messing about there early on. He's going to take a 1-0 lead in this first quarter-final. Obviously, we'll be playing out all the other ones, and you'll see those live on the stream. It looks like Griezmann is going to play that to Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale not going to make much of that, and here comes the attack from Afro. It's being pinged about quite frequently. Griezmann finds his way inside. Ronaldo with the first-time shot curls that round Neuer. 2-0, and Kurt is on fire. This is exactly what we saw in the group stage, is him just having a storming performance, not really letting his opponent breathe. And he's really doing a great job here.
Yeah, the passing around inside the area is very, very nice. Obviously looking for the final touch from Ronaldo, who's got both goals. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't sure how he was controlling the ball after pinging it so fast at the players. But obviously he's used to doing it, and it's given him a 2-0 lead 15 minutes played into this game.
What do you do in a situation like this when you're 16 minutes into the first leg and you're 2-0 down? What's going through your mind there? How do you stop yourself from, you know, like losing all sorts of confidence? It's going to be free. It's going to be free here. Can he get the rebound? No, just about. It lands in Neuer's hands. I don't know how he didn't turn that one down, but what do you do in a situation like this? If it was me, I'd be like, well, I should probably look at what train times I've got, because I'm going to be taking an early exit home.
I would have probably waited to see where the third goal goes. If that had gone in, it would have been a totally different matter, because you would have been going on full tilt, as you like to say. But now it's just a kid. Like, look at the gaps in his defence. It's just horrible. So early on in the game, first leg as well.
Is this a formation clash? Is it that Kurt has a stronger formation than Afro?
I think it might just be the style of play. Like, there's some players which are going to finish stalemate and be very close games, and we've seen plenty of them today. But then if you play a player, oh, here we go. It's
found his way in. He's got the ball, fake shotting around the area, doing some tricks, see if he can get a foul going in his way. Not going to happen though. But you see what I mean? Maybe it is a formation thing, because it's just, he's not doing anything special. He just seems to have a lot more men in the right areas. He's got so many gaps in his defence that something that Afro's doing is not quite right.
Afro just seems to be not keeping the discipline with the defenders. Like, if you look, he's already dragged one defender out. It's basically like it's all over the shop. He's going to be in again, which was what's happened with the previous 2 goals. But it's nice.
Ooh,
wasn't looking
nice
enough to score that one. But it's just a case of some people just don't match well against certain game styles. And it looks like this is going to be one of them, I think.
Completely agree with you. I remember quite a few clashes in play styles as far as FIFA used to go last year. There were quite a few players who you would argue 9 times out of 10 could beat, you know, 9 people, but there would be that one person who might not necessarily be the best player, but because of the way he played, he just struggled against. I remember last year, it's hit the post again. Kurt is just knocking on the door for the 3rd goal. It's rebounded. Long shot goes in. What a beautiful execution from him. 3-0 now, and that is Vidal again hitting that with the laces, and it's curving around Neuer into the back of the net, and Kurt is locking this one up.
It's a strange one. Every time we go to the booth and see a picture of Kurt, I think we got the right guy. He's doesn't look very happy with himself, you know, but obviously he's comfortable. As long as he's not making any stupid mistakes, holds onto the ball for a majority of the 2 games, the rest of this one, then he's definitely going to be walking into the semi-finals.
I've noticed there's not a few people. There's only a few people that play competitive FIFA that actually display a fair amount of emotion. I remember last year when Spencer won his first tournament, I interviewed him and I said, "What are you going to do with the money?" He goes, "Don't know, save it, I guess." And I was just like, you just won $4 grand? Are you just gonna? That's all you got for me? He's like, "Yeah, just gonna save it." I was like, "All right, cool." Graham, XL Graham, who's not actually here at this tournament today, is one of those players who displays a lot of emotion, gets really, really hyped up when he plays, and it's quite funny to see. So, I don't know, maybe it's something about FIFA. Even though football is one of those sports and games that you would display the most emotion about. Like, I'm sat at home, like, flinging my chair, jumping up and down, screaming my head off, neighbours knocking on my door saying, "What are you doing down here? Stop being so loud." And these guys are just, like, politely...
Yeah, it's one of those things where emotion can affect the game, and more than likely if you show emotion in the FIFA side, it's going to affect you in a negative way.
Do you think it's because they're sitting in the same booth?
No, because I think... well, actually, I say that.
I'd be like, "Have some of that!"
There's a few times where we've seen people react. Mainly on Spencer Academy, that guy's reaction when he scored the goal, that was very good. But
Let's go!
it's something you probably wouldn't see here. But then again, I think August is quite an emotional person when he gets a goal.
He does enjoy a good goal. Here we go. First half of this first leg, very convincingly going in the way of Kurt. And I did pip him at the start of the game to go forward. I did think he was maybe not giving it his full potential in that first few group games. Maybe didn't want to give too much away to anyone who was sitting by and watching. And now it's time to obviously turn up, otherwise you're going to be going home. And he's really turning up here. He sealed the game off to a 3-0 lead. It's a lovely cushion to be sitting on. All he's got to do is see this out for 3 halves of FIFA. But with the way the game's going, I don't think he's going to really sit back. He's going to be hitting this hard. And we're actually going to see the first appearance of a Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, one person who you guys were mentioning who were in the tournament last year with Sean, was it? Sean took...
No, Brian.
Brian took Ibra, was it? Yeah.
So Bale, Ibrahimovic and Ramirez are going to be coming on for our man Afro to see if he can actually do something in this situation.
He's been shut down quite a lot, Afro, on the attack in the area. He gets the ball, he loses the ball, and it seems to be a rinse and repeat all the way throughout. I'd be interested to see how many shots had on target, because I don't think it's been that many.
Had a good amount. It seems like his strongest moment is when he's holding the ball and dribbling with it, because every time he tries to make a pass, it's being shut out by Kurt. Kurt's doing a good job of reading what it is that Afro wants to do. And every time he gets into a dangerous position, it's shut down by Kurt. So let's see if Afro can finally get something working to him. This is a good play. He does cut inside. Bale tries to go on the outside. Zlatan picks it up. Finesse to the top right. That's a goal back, and this could be the momentum coming and swinging in his favour once more. And he can start to move forward with this newfound bit of energy.
Well, I'll do for Ibra's first touch, won't it? A nice finesse into the far corner.
The factor. Zlatan. Just Zlatan thing, really. Let's see if he can capitalise on this. Afro. He has got possession of the ball once again. This is something that Kurt did in the last group game that I saw him play. Is he just invites his opponents to come forward, and then he does a great job of defending it. He takes the ball off them, but once he does do that, he kind of loses the ball in silly areas, and it means that they push forward, and he does struggle to kind of keep them at bay or get things going for himself. But meanwhile, he has moved forward. Modric just skims the netting of the goal. And unfortunately, it's going to stay 3-1 for Kurt. I think if he had got that one, we would have probably been saying very prematurely, but very accurately, game over.
Yeah, I think he made a bad choice there, going near post rather than far post, because that was the opportunity to seal the game, really, because now Afro's got that 1 goal back, anything could happen. 2 passes in he basically on goal, as we've seen throughout this tournament.
Afro moving down the right-hand side, plays it inside to Ramirez, gives it back to Abate. Abate's going to speed down the right-hand side. He's going to cut back, tries to go on the outside again. He's being very much crowded out, tries to go inside. The pass is not going to connect. No, Vidal picks it up, plays the through ball to Modric. Modric cuts inside to Griezmann. Griezmann again can't get enough power on it to see it out to Gareth Bale on the right wing, and Afro is back on the attack. Once again, the ball's given up. Got to really take control of this middle of the park right now. Lovely football from Kurt. Pushes through. Modric dipping and diving in between the defence. Doesn't quite manage to get one-on-one with the keeper. Good play from Afro. Really just trying to knock on that door, see if he can get one more goal. I think if he can get himself another goal in this leg, he's really got himself a good position to go and take it in the next one.
He needs that next goal as Afro, because the further and longer it takes for him to actually get into the area, the more this game's shutting out. And the way that Kurt's looking, he's looking solid in defence, looking dangerous on the attack as well, which is the last thing you want.
Afro pings the ball forward, intercepted, however, by Aurea. Hunts that up the field, looking for Ronaldo. Not going to find him, and Afro collects that one. Ramirez playing it out to Abate, plays it to Pogba. Pogba inside to Ramirez again. On forward, making a run straight.
Nice.
Zlatan with some great ball rolls, doesn't find the near post, however. Maybe should have gone for the far post.
I probably would have looked for the square over. He did everything right, he went for the near post, but unfortunately. I think it's Neuer who's got in there, makes a difference.
Afro again, having so much possession now. And this is one thing that I find that Kurt's game's lacking is once he does have that lead, he lets the opponents have far too much time and possession into his half. He needs to try and kill the game off. It's this situation you want to think, oh, maybe I should change to a formation that gives me more possession, allows me to pass it a bit more. Maybe like a 4-5-1 would be a good option. It gives him so much more men in the midfield. He doesn't really need to go and he doesn't desperately need to go and find more goals at a situation like this, especially coming to the end of this second half in the first leg. He's just got to kind of hold it out as Ronaldo does quite a good impression of a scuba diver there.
I would probably still go looking for that fourth goal because it's nice to have it's nice to have a free goal cushion, especially in the competitive side of things. 2 goals isn't that much of a difference, and the way Afro's actually started to get the ball a lot now, you just want to hit him on that counter-attack and take the wind out of his sails.
It looks like players like Di Maria and Modric are getting a bit tired out there. Good to have some fresh legs if he is going to get some support moving forward. I don't think they can keep running back and forward much longer. But here comes Griezmann. Griezmann's taken down. Surely it's going to be a free kick. No, the referee's not giving it.
Very good tackle, that one, actually. He got the ball.
Modric playing that ball forward. Going to find anyone with that delivery. Definitely something. I don't think he's actually made any substitutions in this game. Might be interesting if he just wants to waste the time of the clock, making a few substitutions towards the end. See what happens. Modric not going to find another pass. Thiago Silva plays it up to Vidal, and again the pass is just not quite connecting, and it's really a struggle for Kurt so far, but not long left in this second half of the first leg.
Yeah, it's quite scrappy this game now. I think the tired legs are showing on all the players, especially with the passing they're doing. It's just bouncing all over the shop and not keeping straight.
Bale does not find a pass there. Kurt's on the counter-attack. Bale on the right-hand side. That's a lovely pass if he can make it. No, he goes for the chip through ball through the middle. Somehow it's worked out for him. Ronaldo picks it up, makes his way through the defence, can't maintain control, and that's going to be that first game done and dusted. 3-1 advantage to Kurt going into the second leg.
Yeah, nice victory picked up there. Just needs to be careful what he does at the start of the second game, and that's basically his place booked in the semi-final.
So, what would you say that our man Afro has to do? For me, it looked like maybe he just needs to tighten up the defence, obviously, but that's not so much the problem right now. I mean, that full second half, he didn't really concede, did he? It's more of he needs to now score goals, and it seems like he's struggling a little bit to break down that defence of Kurt. He's having lots of possession.
Yeah.
Just like Hiroja had in his game in the group stages, but he's just not finding the end product, and he's almost waiting for this perfect opportunity, and maybe he needs to try his luck a little bit, maybe go for a few more shots or try something different. He's doing a lot of dribbling rather than crossing in. You've got someone like Zlatan in the middle of the box. Why not try and cross it in and see if he can get some headers on?
It'll just be interesting to see. I would give it about 30-40 minutes to see if he can get a goal back. If he can't get a goal back, then he's going to have to do some drastic changes. But obviously he was having more effect when Ibra came on. So whether he starts with Ibra, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that.
What do you think is happening to Kurt? Because he had such a dominating performance. It looked like he came to play, and then all of a sudden he just kind of coasted, really. He was content with what he had done. He felt like, mission accomplished so early on. He kind of took his foot off the gas a little bit, and maybe he was just comfortable to sit there and defend. He's like, I know I can defend. I know I can tackle this guy all day long. I'm just going to let him do whatever he wants, and then I'll capitalise with a counter-attack when I need to. So do you think maybe he's content with what he's doing, or do you think that Afro stepped his game up?
I think the way that the match is going to turn out now, obviously, Afro's going to go a lot more attacking, and the way Kurt plays is very counter-attacking style of play, and it's working as well.
Yeah.
So the more Afro pushes, I think it'll work out probably better for Kurt in the long run. And he can even tell he's looking prepared and ready for what's about to happen.
So, Afro, if me and you were Afro, what's our game plan? Go on, Bateson, talk to me. What are we doing? What are we going to change formation up? Are we going to put some different players in for substitutions? We're going to play our game?
I'll probably wait and see now. For the first 40 minutes at least, try and get that one goal back. If that doesn't happen, then I have to make some drastic changes, whether it be the formation or even the personnel. But currently, it's not looking too good because every time he gets in the area, he's not having the best of chances.
Well, his wing play for me was it was probably the most beneficial thing. I mean, he managed to get his goal with Zlatan by working the wings a bit more. It wasn't necessarily it came from the wing, but he like moving the ball across the wing, switching it back, hitting him on the break seemed to work best for him.
Yeah.
So in a position of, you know, working the wings, maybe he needs to try something like a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1. Kind of work those wings and those channels a bit more. He does then have the option to, you know, play the ball across. He could go in for a cross itself, try and dribble inside. It just seems like every time he gets to that corner, you know, the edges of the box or the corners, he's looking for that pass inside to give him like an opportunity to have a shot. And every time Kurt's reading it, so maybe he needs to try something different.
Yeah, well, obviously the most success was coming when he had Ibra on the pitch. If he can do stuff with Ibra, bring him on straight away. Dribbling, close control, using his strength. But then again, he was doing too much with him. He could have squared it over. He could definitely put the chance in, but he decided not to. Just be interesting to see. I want to see a goal come from Afro just to heat it up and see how they both react to getting that.
Well, I think if he did, it would certainly tilt the game on its head. He'll be in a position where he's thinking, all right, I've only got one goal in it. And Kurt, you know, he's prone to mistakes. He has a solid game, but at the end of the day, he could definitely capitalise on any sort of situation that I'm in, that I've just got to play my game. He invites me into his area. He invites me in to let me play the ball the way I want to. So all I've got to do is, you know, just wait my time and play it a bit more calmly. And I think I've seen a lot of players today, you know, not necessarily take their time with their play. And from what I found with this FIFA is if you take your time and you really kind of work the ball around, you wait for that opportunity and you don't do anything too silly, you can really start to open things up. I mean, you play the ball around, you know, drag defenders out of positions, you can really get yourself some goals.
Yeah, it's a different thing now as well because it's not like they're in the group stage. This is it. You've already made the mistakes. You can't make any more mistakes. And obviously going 3 goals down was not a good thing for Afro. And we're just about to get into the game as well to see if he can do anything. But I'm expecting it to be a bit different. A lot more possession orientated with Afro.
Right, so we'll see how these guys get on. Kurt obviously 3-1 up on an aggregate scoreline. Once again, with that early possession, looking for an attack. Griezmann trying to latch on to the loose ball. Doesn't happen for him, and Afro is moving forward with his attack. Now, he's just got to slow it down. That's too hasty, too eager to try and get something out there. Just hold down the possession, you know, work the ball a little bit more. Wait for the opportunity.
Yeah, it was sort of Harry, that one, when he was going for the desperate Hollywood ball, as Spencer was calling it. Something you don't really need to do. He was only 2 goals behind anyway. Keep possession, work the spaces, you'll be good.
I mean, 2 goals is not a huge ask. I mean, anything could happen in a few minutes to get you 2 goals back. But here comes Kurt. Could we see another early goal? No, Gareth Bale on the turn. He is, in fact, offside in that situation. Neuer catching that very easily. So, kind of held Kurt out for a little bit. Kurt seems to be the expert on early goals. So far, he has not scored in this second leg. So Afro to try and get hold of the ball if he can. And I think it is a testament to say that Kurt does a really good job of putting pressure on the other player early on, which means that he does have that license to kind of play the game the way he wants. And the reason why he invites so much pressure into his half is because he can't seem to get, once he's lost that kind of momentum that he's got going for himself, and that he has a situation where he can't get himself out of the game. He can't get himself out of his own half properly. And he just seems to be constantly back there. I think he does play quite defensive as well. He switches his tactic mentality to defensive, which is probably why he finds himself in a bit of a struggling situation.
Yeah, he seems to be doing all right, ushering him the right way, intercepting the ball quite well. But then again, it's FIFA. Anything could take a wrong bounce straight to his attacker and then put him only 1 goal in the lead.
Afro plays it short, looking to find the pass, bobbling about, but Kurt deals with it well. Quick pass onto Gareth Bale. Let's see what Gareth Bale's got here. Oh, lovely little bit of a contextual dribble. Does it again around a second player. And a third one taken out. Lovely ball to Ronaldo. Can't quite get there quick enough. Get a toe poke round Neuer. And Neuer's going to play that out to his teammate Pogba.
Yeah, Afro did well with the goalkeeper then, bringing him out just in time.
Modric looking for a pass. Again, it's intercepted. Lovely ball through the legs. That player Modric. Afro again on the ball. Back and forth so far, 20 minutes gone. Afro definitely got time on his hands. He doesn't need to rush too much. Oh, just not the greatest of passes. I think I'd like to see a little bit of a The funny thing is, I don't think we've seen too many formation changes so far. At least not enough for me. I think one thing I'm noticing in this game is every time Afro tries to move the ball passing-wise up the pitch, he's met with players from Kurt because he hasn't got them in the right positions. So if this was me, I'd definitely switch to like a 4-5-1, and that is going to be the result. Ronaldo tucks that one home, 4-1 on aggregate. This is a scary situation for Afro. He's got to do something here.
He's got to go full out now, whether it be changing the formation to a more attacking one, or even change. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to change something now, just because of the way. Interesting what he's looking at here. Seeing how it's measuring up against each other.
So I imagine he's going to be making some major changes there. I'd love to see him get a formation that gives him more possession in the middle part, because that's where I don't think he's really getting a hold of the game enough. I imagine we'll probably see Zlatan come on if he's making substitutions to give him something to work with as far as strength and height in the box.
He needs something where he can get the shots away and start getting the goals, because currently he may be holding the possession, he may be getting it in the right areas, but he's not getting within that 6-yard area to get a shot away, which is something Kurt's doing very well at defending actually, and I'm actually enjoying the way he's defending and playing the counter-attack.
Oh no, loose ball spilled from it. And Kurt just giving that away to Afro. Afro can't put it away though. He's going to be kicking himself. He didn't finish that one. It was handed on a plate.
Yeah, it was a bad choice of a shot. He went for a finesse shot rather than a power shot, which I'd do there. Yeah, that could have been the cheap goal he needed to get back into it. Still 3 goals behind. Needs 4 goals to win.
This is a situation. Afro does so well to break down some of the players. He puts himself in a really good position. Maybe not the best of chances to shoot, and he looks for that last pass, but it's never quite on though. He hopes that the pass will somehow make it, but it's just not working for him. He should just, at that situation, maybe go for a shot. I mean, you got a situation where he could get the shot, it could go in, but the best thing that he could hope for is maybe a rebound.
Oh, that should have been it.
Ronaldo with the second one. Neuer, great double save there, but as I was saying, he could go for the shot, it could rebound out from Neuer, and it could end up at the feet of one of his players. I can't tell you how many rebound goals I've conceded in this game, so it could be something.
Quite a lot today as well, haven't we?
It's definitely something that maybe he shouldn't be so afraid to shoot. He's got to score 3 goals minimum to keep this game going. So at that point, you've got to throw caution to the wind and start doing things that are actually going to positively benefit you.
He's got some nice play inside the area there, and he's pulled 1 goal back. Brilliant.
Lovely.
First-time shot by Suarez, keeping him on as well, not replacing him for Ibrahimovic.
So, maybe we have a game on our hands. 4-2. So we're basically back at level pegging as we started this second leg. We are closing in on the end of the first half, so he hasn't got long to bring these goals back. And if he can do some more stuff like that, he could easily bring it back. I mean, he did have that one which he threw away after it was handed on a plate. And then had he scored that, we could be staring at a 1-goal deficit.
He has got an interesting yellow card, I've just noticed, on Luka Modric now. With that, potentially if he's got subs left, get rid of him.
No, here's the ball. Oh, Ronaldo goes for a shot. Is that Ronaldo? I couldn't see that one, but he hits the post. And that's going to be that. Modric looking for the return ball. That is going to be picked up by Di Maria. Afro has control in this one, so both of these guys could have potentially had an extra goal to their name. I think that goal would have been far more beneficial for Kurt. If he got that one, it would have definitely sealed the game off. Afro playing it inside. Quick feet from that man. Pogba with some skills tries this chip shot over to his colleague, and it's not going to work there though. Hollywood pass going over the top. No one's going to be home for that one. So we've got the second half of this game coming up. 2 goals down. What is it that our man Afro needs to do in this next half?
He needs to go all out now. It's not a case of a draw's good enough, because first of all, he can't get a draw.
Yeah.
He doesn't look happy.
I think a 4-1-2-1-2 would be good. Putting that formation, it gives you a bit of a cover. It's very much more down the centre of the field, which seems to be where he likes to play. At least in this second leg, he's playing quite central compared to previous ones.
But with Kurt, though, he has got a formation which is fully built through the centre of 4-3-2-1. So it's probably worth going, maybe overloading down the wings.
Yeah.
He's doing all right. He hasn't
Stick
let him
everyone up front. Just put the whole team up there.
Yeah. I think if he gets one goal, playing the way he's playing, who's he bringing on? He's bringing Griezmann.
Griezmann's come off, I think.
Oh, was it?
Aubameyang's come on. I saw that one.
Yeah, I think so. Aubameyang, Griezmann, and one other player.
Bale's come on. The Aubameyang has come on for Suarez. The last substitution, Griezmann. Oh no, in fact, Griezmann has come on for Neymar.
Yeah, and Kurt's also made that change as well, getting rid of Mod. Oh no, he's not. Modric is still there.
On that booking as well, so
Needs
needs
to be careful. Yeah, needs to be very careful because it's gonna change the way he defends with him. And obviously, if he does get that red card going into the semi with him, it's not a good player to get a card with.
Are the rules does that apply in going into rounds? I thought it was just through the legs.
He'll be going into the rounds as well because if you do get a red card, obviously you've got to rest that player for a game.
Oh yeah, good point.
So, it's not something he can wipe clean unless he wants to discard him and get rid.
Oh, how has he not turned this one in?
And he had the chance to put it into the back of the net, never.
Kurt is just looking to seal this game off now, and Afro is doing his best to hang in there. Ronaldo is desperate to find more goals for him. 53 minutes gone in this second leg. Looks like Kurt's just Afro's just wasting time. I'm not really sure why he would do that, considering he's got to get himself 2 goals back. Kurt is on the hunt now. I think he's feeling re-energized about this again. At half-time break, he must have got a Mars bar or an orange in a Powerade, because he's certainly come out firing in this next half. Ball's played to Gareth Bale. Can't slip it underneath Neuer. Great save. We've got another corner.
Yeah, Kurt's looking as if he's going to grab that next goal. When that happens, it's definitely game over, because Afro, even though he has got a few goals, well, 2 goals to be exact over the 2 legs, that was nice strength. So this could be another.
Open man in the middle. Is he going to go for it? He's going all the way. Pass it to Vidal. Vidal puts it in the back of the net. We've got 1 goal in this, Bateson. It's still doable. Look at him. He's shaking his head right now. He knows he shouldn't have given that one away.
No, but he shakes when he scores, though. He does the same shaking.
Nothing is ever good enough for him. Everything is a disappointment.
Well, I suppose that's a good way to be, regardless of what type of goal he scores. So it now goes with 1 goal. He's got the goal he needed, but does Afro keep on going? Is he going to change the formation up so it's not so attacking? And Kurt's obviously had a lot of success, hasn't he? Recently just hitting the post a few times and not being able to put that goal away. And that'll frustrate Kurt even more as well, knowing that he's missed them chances.
Completely agree. Just under half an hour to go in this game. It's up to Afro to bring this one back. And Kurt, I think he's probably shaking his head so much because of how many times he's hit the post and could have sealed this game out.
Yeah.
And he just didn't do. And Afro's been given a lifeline here. He is on the attack, somehow turns in behind that player, but does lose the ball. And Kurt quickly pinging that one out to Ronaldo, who picks it up. Plays it inside to Gareth Bale. Ronaldo looking for the overlap, but the ball is taken away from him. He has picked it back up, though. Alaba has given it to Ronaldo.
He's
looked like a nice ball there, Di Maria, just not able to get on the end of it. What does Kurt need to do in this situation? He's very much in a bad... He's got to make sure he holds this out, this 1-goal lead. I actually don't think he's going to score. You know those games of FIFA where you've done everything you possibly can to score a goal, and you just know you're not going to get another one. So how does he defend this out?
I wouldn't go like defensive and invite Afro onto you, because that's obviously, we know that's how mistakes can be made.
Got a nice free kick here.
I would just keep the possession, pass it around. If a space opens up, go for it like that.
Pogba on the ball, turns inside, ball roll, shot, it's in! He's leveled it up! 4-4 in aggregate. We've got a game on our hands. Afro's back in this, and Kurt looks absolutely in dismay right now. He can't believe his eyes at the fact that he has not put this game to rest. And Afro, no emotion on his face. He knows he's still got a mountain of a task to do to beat Kurt. And Kurt is looking for blood right now. He is an angry man.
Yeah, he's pinging that ball around, isn't he, hoping.
It's a dangerous thing, though. You've got to be careful that you don't get too carried away. Can't let the frustrations of the game get to you at this point, because there's so much to throw away in a situation like this. Afro's not going to let it get to him, though. He is going with this newfound momentum he's built himself. Ball's being played beautifully. Vidal finds Griezmann at the back post. Griezmann's been taken down. Penalty! It's a penalty here. This is scandalous. Afro is in a great situation to turn this game on his head. Kurt is not happy. He looks like a baby who's just lost his rattle at this point. Pogba.
Left or right?
I'm going bottom left. He's gone left. Afro's in the lead. 5-4 aggregate. What a game. Mason, what's going on?
I don't know. Kurt's bottled it. He has bottled it. He definitely needs to have a rethink fast as well. Obviously, he's going on to attacking, so we could see a few more goals left in this one now. I think he's used up all his substitutes as well. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him coming back from this one.
Maybe the home advantage is the key. I mean, he's brought this one back. 5-4 now. Here comes Kurt on the attack. 81 minutes gone. Afro's got possession of the ball. He's moving it forward. Griezmann not able to get onto the end of that pass. Kurt looking to push it back forward. Ball played up the wing. Di Maria on the end of it. Afro shepherds that one out. Does well to shield it from his opponent. And now he's going to look for blood. He's showing no mercy right now, running down the wing. Here comes Griezmann. Alabas chasing him down. He does manage to get that one back. Here comes Kurt now. This is end-to-end stuff at the moment. Oh, that's a poor pass. You can't be giving that one away at this point in time. Got to make sure you make the most of it. Here comes Griezmann again. Alaba to the rescue once more. Kurt, you've got to make these passes count, buddy, because you're staring at the face of defeat and you're soon to be going home with some of the other players who have been eliminated so far.
Good ball.
Lovely ball.
He's in.
Gareth Bale finds Modric. Modric can't get the loose ends and it's going to be kicked out of play. Do you think there's another goal in it? I feel like there's another goal in this.
I think this is reminding me of Gorilla's one against who was it he played first at the start and was within
Vincente.
Vincente. Within 2 minutes of winning and then come back and equalise up and went on to win. But
Di Maria finds Ronaldo. Ronaldo tries to cut inside. It's headed down. Afro needs to clear this. Clears it out. 2 minutes of added time. And that time is dwindling away. Aubameyang has picked it up. Here comes the 1-2. Bale looking for the overlap. No, he's going to hold on to it. Aubameyang's offside. Bale going all the way, showing that strength. It is going out, and there you go. Afro has picked up the victory. Fantastic stuff there. I can't believe it.
He looks annoyed. He looks very annoyed. Well, you would be annoyed, wouldn't you, giving up a lead like that?
Whole audience clapping in the favour of Afro, and you've got to give it to him. Did not let himself get too down. We didn't think it was possible. We've had comeback situations on, and no one's been able to rise to the occasion, but this man has done it. And he is going to be going through to the semi-finals. Incredible stuff from him. What happened there, Bateson? It's just, it was one of those games of FIFA that when you can't seem to bring the game back for yourself, you can't get over the line. You try, you knock at the door, you hit the post, keeper does an absolute worldie of a save here and there, and you just can't find the goal.
It's one of them things where momentum, like if you're in your head, if you think you're going to be walking away with a victory, and you probably thought you'd already won the game, when the goals start rolling in against you, you just can't stop them, unfortunately, and that's what's happened to Kurt.
So I believe we're going to be going straight into the second quarterfinal as well. It's going to be Epsilon Gorilla versus Dr. Ahano. So these two guys were obviously featuring in last year's Play Like a Legend championships. And Dr. Ahano, I mean, he struggled against Harry in that first game. He managed to pull off the win. But do you think he's going to change the way he plays now? Do you think that's going to affect him?
He's definitely going to have to get rid of the cobwebs really, really fast because Gorilla is a brutal player when it comes to attacking. We've seen it 9-3. And Doctor obviously can't stop conceding goals, so it'd be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah, well, Gorilla just seems to have this expertise to be able to score goals whenever he wants to. And Dr. Ahano, you know, he didn't have the best of games in his group stages. He managed to make it through in the end, but Gorilla, he's one of those players. He plays such an aggressive game. It seems like aggressive play styles really seem to work out in this game so far. So I expect to see quite a goal fest from these two players.